Hey guys, welcome to Jack's Treasures, episode number 5 of
What? Not another reselling podcast?
where we are going to be focusing on live reselling on reselling platforms across all of the platforms. Now, it has been pointed out that Jack's Treasures, What Not Another Reselling Podcast, is very heavy on whatnot. Okay, I agree. We are.
Yes.
Now, why we are is because that's our primary focus of where we resell. That does not mean that we do not cover other platforms, and we do cover other platforms, and we do talk about other platforms. And as we grow on those other platforms, we may or we may talk more about those platforms. But for right now, hate to say it, you're getting a full barrage of whatnot. Okay. Today we have a super special guest with us today, Tracy.
One of my dearest reselling friends. This is Koko of Koko Loves Life.
Mm-hmm.
Hi.
And we've known her online for about a year now. We met through doing rate trains on Whatnot.
Yes.
But since then, we do a little group chat. She is somebody that I talk to almost every single day.
Mhm.
Yes. So, Koko, introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you.
Well, hello, everybody. First of all, thank you so much for having me, Brian and Tracy. My name is Koko, and I have a 4-year-old daughter and a almost 7-month-old baby boy. And reselling is my full-time job right now. And I'm starting over. So I have to get used to this life, but I love it. And I don't know, the last year was a little bit hard, challenging, but you guys were a big reason, a big part of me moving forward and whatnot. You
It was
guys,
Tracy, not me. It was Tracy.
you guys mean a lot to me, and I was going through a lot last year, and I don't know, whatnot really helped with a lot of stuff, and you guys were a big part of it. So thank you for being in my life. I think God gives us people when we least expect them, and I'm so thankful that you guys were a part of it.
I'm going to have to disagree.
Mhm.
I'm going to put the shoes on the other foot because Koko, we went into Koko shows, and I would go into Koko shows and I would be having her on as I'm working on other things. And quite literally, I would start moving and I would start dancing and I would start singing. And by the way, nobody wants to hear me singing. Tracy doesn't want to hear me singing, nor does she want to hear me dancing, which she has recorded on many of occasions and threatened to put up on
And I'm
YouTube.
talking Brian singing in Spanish when he doesn't know a lick of Spanish outside of Taco.
No habla español. No habla español.
But he's singing right along.
Yes, I am. And you actually, Koko, you inspired Tracy and I to be Tracy and I.
Yeah.
You were every single time I would watch your shows, I laughed, I smiled, I moved, my heart beat. I wasn't just sitting in the chair, I was moving in the chair, no matter what I was doing. So for you to say that we inspired you, no. You fully inspired us to
100%.
become better sellers, to be more of ourselves, and to just say, hey, you're either going to like it or you don't. This is who we are. We're Brian, we're Tracy, we're Jack's Treasures, and you're the one that did that. So we're going to just edit that whole part out where you said that we
We're not
were.
gonna edit.
Yeah, we don't edit.
Don't.
Everybody knows that we do not edit and stuff like that. But Koko is an amazing seller, by
Yes.
the way, and a super good
fine.
friend. And there is her daughter right there. Hey.
Can you go?
That lasted all of about 5 minutes, by
Yep.
the way.
And her daughter right there is one of the reasons that I specifically wanted to have Koko on, because she is a single mother doing the reselling, the live selling thing. And I admire that so much because I go back like 15 years ago, that was me. And I didn't have Whatnot then, but I was supporting my child through online sales, and I know how hard it is. And
That's what she said. Oh, hey, I'm allowed to say it this month.
and I admire anybody who is doing that, because you deserve all the credit in the world.
You really, really do.
Thank you so much. It's quite an adjustment. I wouldn't have been able to do this without my parents either. I had I have a roof over my head, and that's because of mom and dad.
20-year round.
You know,
Yeah.
and so I don't have to worry about having to pay bills right now. I just have to get my feet together and grow my business so that I can eventually finally get a car one day.
Shout out to Coco's parents.
Yes,
Shout out-
definitely.
Yeah.
Which we're going to be meeting
Yeah.
hopefully next month. If everything holds out, my fingers are crossed. I can't really do that very well. But we will be meeting Coco's parents. So this is going to be the Q&A part of our show, which we already warned Coco that we are going to be throwing fastballs down there, and we're going to be trying to keep her off of her feet.
Our first question is one that we ask everybody because it is important to us. We want to know what inspired you to start reselling. What started your reselling journey?
Well, so the pandemic happened, and I got furloughed from Disney. I was part of the opening team in Galaxy's Edge in Hollywood Studios, and that was the
Wow.
amazing experience I ever had. And then unfortunately we were furloughed, and then when we were ready to go back to work, I got pregnant.
Okay.
My partner at the time and I decided to for me to stay at home because of everything that was happening, and I was high risk because in 2019 I had a miscarriage, sadly, and so we wanted to be very careful with this pregnancy, and so we decided for me to stay home. But at the same time, we had to pay bills. So we were trying to figure out, okay, what do we do? So it was him actually who found reselling videos, and he found Terry Tornado. And
Not the first time we've heard that.
He comes up a lot in this podcast.
Yeah.
He's amazing, and he has a heart of gold. And we actually have had the honor of meeting him. When we flip on it, you can see my badge there, my FlipCon badge.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah.
We hope to meet him too. He just seems such a genuine person.
He is,
which to me is rare.
He's amazing. So we started binge watching all of his videos from the beginning until the most recent at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And he and I were like, well, let's go for it. And so I started doing it. I had no idea what to do. I was so lost, but I just went full throttle, and I made so many mistakes the first year, but I was making a little bit of money and I was helping out a little bit. But I realized that I really, really enjoyed this. Even though I am an extroverted person, I don't know if you noticed that.
No,
not at all.
Being a reseller is kind of a lonely job. So finding people that love the same thing you do, and we are able to communicate through YouTube or whatnot or whatever, that really, really helps. And so he and I figured out, hey, I really love this. So I'm really good at it, and I'm getting even better. So just do it all the time. And even though we're not together, we're still friends because we have 2 babies together. And he's actually doing his own reselling as well, separately. And we love it. I love it. So I don't think I'll ever stop doing it. At the moment, I'd like to have a second job, just because I'd like to accelerate getting the car in our own place, my own little place.
Right.
Yep.
But I do see myself being reselling being my full-time everything, because I just love it. I love I love going to I love searching for items that people can't think that you sell that. What it's so much fun finding stuff that I don't know. It's just the hunt is the fun part.
Absolutely.
And
Definitely.
yeah, I don't know. I love reselling, and I see myself doing it for a long time.
And how did you transition into doing whatnot or live selling?
Did you start off on eBay?
Yes. I started eBay. I did eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, and then Depop for a little bit. I tried Kiddos, but I never sold a thing for a whole year. So I moved on.
We're that way on Whatnot.
Yeah.
We are that way on Poshmark. I would say it's been 3 years since I've sold anything on there.
Yeah, I very rarely sell stuff in the other platforms anymore. I mean, at the same time, I'm not listing as much anymore because I'm obsessed with Whatnot. I love Whatnot. I wish I would be a little bit more consistent. It's a little hard with 2 kids, um,
Yes.
but it's not impossible. I just have to figure it out. But yeah, eBay was my first platform where I started reselling, and I love it. I still have it. I still have my store. I pay for a store monthly. And I have over 300 items.
Mm-hmm.
So I try to keep it above 300. But yeah, I love eBay, but I love Whatnot even more now than eBay.
Just to let everybody know, we will be linking Coco's store on eBay in the description down below, plus her Whatnot. Okay?
Yes.
Definitely check out one of
Yep.
her Whatnot shows if you have a chance. It is a blast.
Yeah.
Even if you're not there to shop, just go hang out. It's so much
probably
fun.
that's one of the things about that is that you go into your shows and they are so much fun that you forget to swipe. Now I didn't. Okay, I never forget to swipe. I'm like boop 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 boop,
Oh,
you know, and stuff like that.
For my
So-
pregnant guys, when you went above and beyond, you didn't even have to do that, and I appreciate that.
No.
Brian went on a little binge where he spent a little more on Whatnot than he should, and he got a little bit of a talking to from his wife, and now he does a little better now. A little bit better.
You want to say a little talking to by my wife? Let's say that my wife talked to me a lot harder than the credit card companies did. They were very nice. She was not. But
It's
it was a
addicting.
lot of fun.
When the bank is like, "Is this you making all these purchases?" Yes.
Yes.
Don't touch me.
That is when you know you've had. Maybe I need to stop.
Just happened once or
The
twice.
first year that I was
per
in
show.
Whatnot, that was me, Brian. I was nonstop shopping, and I was just like, I am spending more money than I'm making. I need to stop.
Right. And it's easy because it seems like, oh, that's just $2. That's just $2. And then you look and it's like, whoa.
Yeah, and you also get caught into that. Oh no, that's mine. Oh, that's mine. Oh no, you are not outbidding me again. And by this time, I'm paying $24 for a $3 plush.
Yes. Were you ever were you on Whatnot when it was $1 shipping?
No, I think we started just after they eliminated that.
Oh my God, it was insane. You would pay like the top, right?
Right.
It was $8.71, I think. And then after that, everything else that you would buy, it was $1 shipping, no matter.
I've heard that was incredible.
It was so addicting. Oh my God. But it's okay. It's still addicting.
I can just imagine. All right. So you did great. That was an awesome story. We love, by the way, finding out about how people start, because to me, I think that's one of the things that when people are watching and they're thinking about doing reselling, it's hearing those stories that are like, okay, wow, that's awesome. You know, either they lost a job or there was a layoff in the plants, or for mine, it was more of just a divorce. You know, I get a divorce and hey, I needed to make money because my ex made a lot more money than I did. Yeah. And so if you want to keep living and eating the same way that you were eating before, you had to do something. So finding those stories is great. Now, what type of products do you typically sell and how do you source for those?
So when I started reselling, because I had watched so many YouTube videos, I was trying to resell like those resellers. And so I was grabbing, you know, golf clubs and electronics and stuff. And yes, I was really good at it, but it wasn't fun. I mean, it wasn't not fun. It's just is okay, whatever. Like I wouldn't get excited as much. So I quickly got tired of that. I think I did that for about 1.5 years, and then I was just like, okay, I need to change it up. So I started doing knickknacks, and that was fun. Collectibles, all this little cute stuff. That was fun too. Okay, let's go back. When I found my first item on Salvation Army, and I paid $12 because it was half off day.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
I took pictures. It was sealed. It was a full thermostat, gen whatever. And I took pictures that same night.
Mhm.
I listed it that same night, and it sold 2 days later for over $100.
Oh, there you
Wow.
go. There
It's
you go.
That'll hook a person.
safe to say that I was hooked on reselling. But fast forward to now, when I started switching to Whatnot, I decided to do plush and toys.
Mhm.
And I quickly realized I freaking love selling plush and toys. I love it. I'm really good at it, and I
You
don't
are.
know about plush. I'm still learning, as like I am still learning, and it's so much fun. But if I want to do Whatnot for reals, like a serious, like full-time job, Whatnot, I need to expand my horizons besides plush. As you can see, that's my collection right there. That's not for sale. Like I have Fake Man, I have Batman, I have everybody. That's my collection, you know?
Yeah.
But as much as I love Whatnot, I am starting to expand to like Disney and like Pokemon, not cards, but like, you know, just I'm trying to expand myself, like shirts,
Mhm.
I'm not big brands. I'm not trying to go all clothes because no offense to people that love selling clothes, reselling clothes, I do not like it.
I don't either.
But with
Oh, I'm great at the graphic tee battles. Undefeated
No,
Yeah.
he's not.
in April.
Oh, so far.
Thank you.
But because in Whatnot, all you have to do is just one picture. You don't have to do
Yep.
measurements, or you can do random pulls. Just pull it up, say the size, and you show it on Whatnot, and that's it. So I'm starting to kind of sort of like clothing just because of that, but has to be Disney or Marvel or something fun, not like
Right.
brands, because I'm not really good at finding the big brands yet.
Mhm,
But I'm good at finding the Disney, the Marvel, the Hello Kitty, the Pokemon stuff like that. I'm really good at it. So little by little, I'm
Where you're located, I mean, you should have a great selection of Disney around you. And people
Yes.
always tell us, you know, you should source what you have. They're like, oh, you should find all this cool streetwear stuff in Atlanta. And I'm like, I don't
Yes,
even know what I'm looking at.
I'm lucky and blessed because
That's what she said to me when we were dating. I don't even know what I'm looking at. Thank you. I love you too, sweetheart.
I live an hour away from Disney.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So the bins that I go to is 45 minutes from me and about 25 minutes from Disney.
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
Find a lot of Disney there. The only thing is like people are like hardcore. So if you're not like fast, you will lose good stuff. But I don't know if it's God or I don't know what it is. But even after people pick the crap out of the bins, I
Mhm.
always I'm able to find something. Disney, like yesterday was amazing. Oh my gosh. I had not gone to the bins for like a week and a half, and I was like, I need my bins, I need my bins.
Oh my God.
I need my bins. And so when I went yesterday, oh my gosh, the amount of plush that I found, and I found a few shirts from Disney, and I found a really nice graphic t-shirt from Prince. And
Oh,
I was just
wow.
like, how is this? I found a blanket, a Wally blanket. Just how did nobody grab this? And when I see stuff that good that are left, I'm like, is there something wrong with it? Like, why did they
Right.
do
Yeah.
with it? I'm like, okay. So very, very lucky and blessed every time I go to the bins. But let me tell you, it wasn't always like that. They were always focused on clothing. And I think people, me and others, started complaining that it would be awesome if there were more hard goods, more stuff other than clothes.
Right.
And
Mhm.
I think about 2 months ago, they heard us or something, and oh my god, a whole wall of hard goods. So we
Mhm.
get plushies, we get glass, we get toys, we get anything that's not clothes, a whole wall of it.
Well, note to self, we're gonna have to find time to hit the bins when we're down there.
Yes, and
Yeah.
I want to with you guys.
Oh, definitely. Now, I will say this: we hit a bins in Fort Lauderdale, and I know Koko knows Fort Lauderdale
Mhm.
down there. I grew up down in Fort Lauderdale. So I know a lot about that area. And when we went into the bins, this is the first bins Tracy and I ever went into. And it was just like you would imagine a shark feeding frenzy was. Clothes were flying in the air.
Wow.
I mean, it was just like, okay, they almost had to like blow a whistle for the people to be able to start. And once they did, everything was in the air. And it was incredible. And we're not in there throwing elbows. We do not go in there and throw elbows or anything like that. Tracy finds the stuff. She's a better picker than I am by 1,000,000%. You know.
Go ahead. I was just gonna say we've been to other bins since then, and none have had that sheer aggression to them that one did.
Right.
We've liked some better than others, but yeah, that one scared me.
Yeah,
that one did. And see, I do know a little bit about why it's that way. A lot of them are looking for children's clothes because of the South Florida dynamics of you being so close to Cuba, being so close to Puerto Rico, being so close to any of the islands that are down there. A lot of people are buying those things. Here in Georgia, we don't have a bins, but when we go to the bins in Chattanooga, or we went to the bins up in anywhere else, a lot of people were buying a lot of those clothes so that they could ship them back to either Mexico or to Cuba or Puerto Rico or any one of the islands down there.
Our bins have a lot of Haitians, and they Dominicans, so they mainly grab a lot of clothes to send out to their countries. But we do have a mix of that and resellers at our bins for sure. Yeah. And our bin, you have to do a line every time there's a new rotation. You have to do the line before you go to that area. Like they close off that area, and you cannot go over there until they are done setting it up.
Okay.
And so I used to do the line, but I don't anymore. And I just wait until the craziness passes. And then I start digging. Now, I'm a little sneaky because what I do is I always stand a little
an exclusive, guys. An exclusive. Koko is sneaky. I have a title for this one.
I always stand a little close to the hard goods and plush side. I can't be too close to it because then they'll yell at me, and I don't want to be yelled at because they're always yelling at people there, and I don't want to be one of them. But I try to be as close as I can, and I'm allowed to, without getting in trouble. Then after everybody's allowed to stand by the bin that they want to stand, and the employee says, okay, everybody can dig, not even 5 seconds pass, and they say, okay, everybody in the middle can go. I haul my butt over there to the plushies and hard goods, and it's only like 10 steps. So I'm like, okay, I'm just grabbing as fast as I can. And I find good stuff, and then I just go because it gets too overwhelming. The purse section. And then when I see that it's empty again, the hard goods and plushies, I go back. You guys, I'm not gonna lie, I find even more stuff, because what do I do then? Since there's nobody there, I literally move every single thing. Like, I move everything. I can see everything, and I love it.
I can tell you are passionate.
But I tell you, the first time that I went to the bins, I was like, oh, I am never coming back to the bins. This is horrible. 3 years later, I'm addicted. And I would love to travel to all the bins in America. I would love.
Oh my gosh! Now that
would be a YouTube channel right there.
There you go.
So much fun. I
really love America. The bins.
Yes.
You heard that here first. By the way, on Jack's Treasures, what? Not another reselling podcast. Koko's new adventure. Koko loves the bins across America.
So, as much as I would love to sit and talk about the bins all night, which I could do it too, because I understand the addiction. How do you manage your time balancing between being a mom and being a reseller?
I'm still figuring it out.
Mine's 21 and I'm still figuring it out.
She's talking about me.
You're not 21.
I was talking about my mentality level.
True.
My maturity level. Oh yeah, that's right. I'm a little lower than that.
Whoever says that they have it figured out, please come talk to me, because being a mom, being a full-time mom and with a full-time job, it's not hard. It's not easy. It's so freaking hard. And I take my hat off to those mommies that have to go out to work a full-time job while they're single and they have babies and kids.
Absolutely.
And the single dads too. I take my hat off to them. I am very lucky and blessed that I'm home and I can work from home I'll have my kiddos. So it's not impossible. It is challenging though. Because I want to be there with them all the time, but I need to make money. So it's just like, feel bad when I'm just like, I'm telling my daughter, don't bother me, please. Mommy's trying to work, or because she always wants my attention and I want to give it to her, but I need to make money. And then when they're crying, I got to feed him, or, I want to spend time with him, but I got to make money. It's just like, it's really, really hard. Sometimes,
go through like a typical day. You wake up and I imagine, have shipping let's go through a typical day with a single mom and let's see how this
Plush whatnot.
Yeah.
Okay. So we wake up, we go downstairs because my parents have a 2-story house and we live on the second story. It's kind of like a little loft apartment without and so we go downstairs. I take the dogs out. I leave the kids alone sometimes. But I can see them from where I take the dogs out. And then my parents can come into the living room and look at and watch them while I take the dogs out. But we take turns, I take the dogs out, I come back, I do breakfast for my son. My mom sometimes, most of the time, makes breakfast for my daughter. Shout out to my mom.
Definitely.
And after that, we hang out or whatever. And then that's when I'm like, okay, Mom, I gotta go do a whatnot. Can I go do a whatnot, please? Watch them, please. And this is where it gets challenging, because sometimes she can, sometimes she can't. And right now, my daughter, she's going through she's taking occupational therapy and physical therapy because on my birthday last year, September 9th, she had a major, major surgery. They opened her back at 3 years old.
Goodness.
And her shoulder, and they did everything there. So little by little, she's getting better and she'll have full mobility, which is amazing, but it's going to take a while. So she has appointments Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, different times. And my son, he's doing a physical therapy for a little bit as well. And thankfully they changed it now to Tuesday but before it was Monday. So imagine Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday driving 35, 40 minutes to Orlando for those appointments. So now they're trying to get everything on the same day if possible. But anyway, if we have appointments, we go to appointments. Then we come back and I do a whatnot. If we don't have an appointment, I do whatnot. After that, they want my attention. So I try to play with them or whatever, or we either eat lunch or dinner, whenever I do my whatnots. I'm trying to do my whatnots in the mornings. It's a lot easier for me in the mornings than at night, because that's when Mom usually is here. Sometimes she tries to get early as possible because my mom, again, shout out to my mom, she's also taking care of grandma. And grandma is not. So my grandma, she still walks. She's like a teenager, okay? She's a rock star, but she doesn't drive. So Mom, takes her out to walk and, helps her, drives her around or whatever. After all that, I do my shipping. I try to do my shipping as fast as possible. I try to do my shipping same day. Sometimes I have Noelani help me. That way she's distracted. She's like, Mommy, can I help you? And usually she put the little thank you stickers, or she holds my tape or whatever I can. Right now, Adriel, Adriel, all I have to do is just put him on the crib and he's fine until he's crying. Then I have to go get him. And then after that, if it's dinner, dinner. I try to take pictures, or I start prepping my whatnot room for the next show. I have my garage, which is a hot mess. All my money pile is there. I try to bring it up sometimes so I can like prep for more shows. And sometimes when the kids are sleeping, I either try to. I haven't edited a video in a while, but I plan on having a new video soon for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. It's a lot of
We will have a link to your YouTube channel also.
Yeah. It's all, and I really would like to get to 1,000 subscribers this year. I have been slacking, and it's my fault. It's hard. It's a lot of work.
Well,
So,
yeah, you're talking to two of us that we don't have 1,000 subscribers. So yeah, we know.
you're gonna get there, though. I know you're gonna get there really fast. Oh, look at the baby!
Yeah, there's the portion of the show that the cat had to come in. And
Yeah, she was scratching on the door, so now Tracy let her in, and there's our parrot cat.
yes.
So
And she's purring. I don't know if you can hear her, but she is actually purring.
Aww. And so yeah, if I'm sleepy, I go to sleep. But usually I wake up during the night because of the baby or Noelani. So I sleep whenever I can.
I'll add one more thing that she does too, and a lot of people, I don't know how she finds the time to do this after everything that she just said, but I think Koko comes in every one of our shows and mods every single one of our shows. And I don't think it's just our shows. I think she comes in a lot of people's shows and mods on those shows and just does a tremendously great job of doing that on top of everything that she just said. I'm literally felt bad because before we started recording, I was complaining that I had 7 pickups on the Facebook Marketplace. And after what she just said, I feel like I got to go take a nap. I might go take a nap.
I'm tired.
Bedtime after this.
Yes.
I'm so overwhelmed that I just don't want to do anything. And sometimes I move my shows to another day because I'm literally like, my brain it just shuts down. Like I just can't do anything. And I'm just like in my room all day with the kiddos, or we're just playing, or we take a walk. But sometimes I'm so stressed or overwhelmed that I just don't want to do anything. So I'm not trying to act like I'm busy every day. Like my day is like that, but
I don't know. You have 2 children. Your day is very much like that.
I will say that I've been on countless raid trains with Koko, and I can't ever remember her like dropping out or raiding late or anything like that. I mean, she's amazing.
I did that once, and Mima, amazing. She was able to take over like really fast. I think I was not home yet. Either I was not home yet or something happened with Noelani, and I don't remember what it was, but I talked to Christine. I was like, I'm so sorry. You know, I never like to cancel, but I can't. She's like, I got it. I got this.
We had the same thing when we got into the car accident the day of the show, and had to end up going to the emergency room. We were fine.
We were fine.
And stuff. It was just a little bit sore, but yeah, it's not a good feeling to do that when it has something to do with the raid train. Now, I have a question for you. How do you engage with your customers during your live shows, sort of like the stupid ass cat?
Language.
Right, stupid cat. And what strategies do you find the most successful during your live shows?
I'm still figuring it out because I am not a big seller. Even though I have a lot of followers, which is like almost 2,000, which is not a lot if you compare to other people. I'm still figuring it out. You know, sometimes you have amazing people that go in there and they're like chatting with you the whole time. Oh my God, I love those days because it keeps me so engaged. So I'm having fun showing stuff, but people are talking to me and we're having a conversation. I love those days, but sometimes I have days where I am just literally listening to music while I'm showing stuff, and either there's nobody there, or I have people, they're not talking to me, or I don't know, it's just really awkward. But I have my music, and my music is my escape, and that's why I have music, and I have to have music because if not, I will go cuckoo. But I love when the chat, and I do not like saying, hey chat. I always say, hey friends. Not that I'm saying that. For me, I love saying, hi friends, how are you? So
I don't like hey chat either. Usually I'm more like, hey guys, which I know some people don't like the whole calling everybody guys. Everybody's guys to me. Y'all are all guys.
And I just mispronounce everybody's name, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. So yeah, I love when people start, they talk to me. I love that. And we stupid things. We talk about weather, or we talk about what we're gonna eat, or the movies that are coming out, or the stuff that we like to sell or buy or whatever. Like just stupid conversations, but it's just so much fun when the chat is like active and you're like, oh, wow, it's only been what? Like I think it was a week ago or 2 weeks. I had my best show yet, and I've been praying for that to happen again. I just have to figure out what I did right so I can do it again. In 2 hours, I made I made 200 something or almost more.
That is awesome.
And
That's
I had
awesome.
never had that. I know people make a lot of money there. For me, I had never made that much in 2 hours ever. It was my first time, and I was just like, oh, I wish this was all the time. If this happens every time, I would be so blessed and so thankful. So I have to figure out what I did right. But I loved it. I was so happy. I was so thankful, and I just pray that I start having shows like that again, because I love Whatnot, and I don't want to do anything else, But if I have to,
we got to introduce you to more people. More people need to see you, and when they see you, they're gonna love you.
Yes. Yes. When we mentioned you to Ken SSK Promo, he talked for 5 minutes about how awesome you were, how supportive you were, and how great your shows were.
I love
when
Ken.
He goes into your shows, and the energy is there. The energy is there, and when more people find out about you, that's how you're going to really hit that stride.
Yeah, my goal is to try to
find those shows.
But
say that one again.
My goal is to try to be in more raids, but the challenging thing about being in raids is that sometimes you're required to do giveaways, and sometimes
needs to go
have that, for that. So I think the baby is waking up.
I am now bleeding, just to let you know, because this cat claws when she climbs. Yeah, she needs to go now.
By the way, shout out to Mike. We let the kitty be a kitty for a little while. We can't keep it up.
Yes. But yeah, you have a great energy about you in your shows, and it is something that I wish everybody could see, because that is part of one of the things we're going to be talking about a little bit later, is that you obviously have fun. There's absolutely zero doubt in your mind, no matter how good the show goes, no matter how bad the show goes, you seem to always keep that even all the way through the entire show with welcome in friends. It's one of the things that I hear all of the time when we go into the chat, because we try to come in as often as we can, but
it's hard.
Yeah, it very much is so.
Famous. Everybody wants you. Everybody loves you.
No, not
that
at
is
all.
definitely not true. I wish it was. I wish it was. But
I'm gonna go on to the next topic here. What advice would you give to other single parents that are considering starting their own reselling business?
Don't give up so soon, because it's gonna be hard as heck. Try to have some kind of support system. It doesn't have to be your family if you don't have one. Your reselling community can be your support system. Just don't do it alone. Ask for help, because I try to do it alone and it's hard. So it's really hard for me to ask for help or communicate when I need more help. So my advice to other single parents that want to do reselling is, if you have a job and you want to do reselling full time, make sure that you do have that income that is and not like high enough, or that is a lot that you can stop your work that you're doing, your real work, 9 to 5 or whatever.
Uh-oh. We seem to have lost Koko.
Sorry.
Oh, there she is.
Sorry.
No problem.
And make sure you pay your electrical bill. Very important.
Uh-oh.
Can you see me?
It blinked out again.
Okay, give me a second.
No problem at all.
No problem. You remember that editing that we're doing?
Yeah, you're gonna have to edit.
Yeah, not
Not
happening.
happening.
No.
Sorry, I have to, my ex was calling because he usually talks to the kiddos before everybody goes to bed.
No.
No.
Yeah.
That's really good. And, one of the things that we just learned, and I just learned that, and then I think I knew it a little bit, but I love the fact that, yes, you are a single parent, but at least your co-parent is part in helping you out with a little bit of that part, which that is very, very good. And obviously you are.
Again, I'm sorry. He was
No,
calling.
no, that's okay. No, you are doing a great job with your kids, obviously. I mean, there's absolutely zero doubt. And not only just having one, but you have two. And that is something that, to me, I tip my hat to that, because that is way more challenging than a lot of people that will be on this app and they'll complain.
Yeah.
And it's like, really, seriously, you're complaining because you didn't sell out, or you're complaining because you ran stuff at $1 and it sold for $1 and people are complaining. And it's like, come on. There are some people on here that are really need this app to survive. In order to make that money and not go back into the workforce.
And because I know Koko is going to have to bust out of here pretty soon, I'm going to buzz through our pros and cons myself real quick here.
Can I go get him real quick?
You can.
Yeah, please do.
I'm going to do this while you're doing that. How about that?
Okay.
We are going to talk about our pros and cons this week. Our pro is with using live selling, you can have if you have the right enthusiasm and energy level, it can help sell your items. On eBay, nobody cares how excited you are. They don't care if you're dancing, singing, nothing like that. But when you're on live selling, you can take that energy and you can just...
Yeah, a lot of people, when they are selling live, if they have that ability to bring a ton of energy to the room, to bring a ton of energy to their item, they're not selling the item as much as
they're selling themselves.
They're selling themselves. And people actually want to buy.
It's funny. I was joking around with another friend today, and we were talking about OnlyFans, which you probably know what OnlyFans is. And it's like, it's really not that much different than Whatnot, except at the end of the day, I'm not shipping out 15 Stitch plushes. But yes, at Whatnot, you are selling your personality and you're selling yourself to people, just not necessarily in.
And that is one of the pros of being of live selling, where you don't have that with static selling. I can't put energy into my description. I could put a good description down there. Tracy could put a good story with it. That's not putting that same amount of energy and enthusiasm that you can do on the live selling. And
on the other hand, the con that we're going to talk about this week is that people often complain that live selling kind of becomes a dumping ground for eBay rejects. I think anybody who goes from being an eBay seller to starting to sell on live selling, the first inclination is that, hey, let me bring the stuff that isn't worth selling on eBay or that's lower dollar. And that can definitely be a con. It can bring down the quality of your Whatnot shows, and
it turns a lot of people off too when they're seeing, okay, I'm bringing a lot of DVDs, for instance, and I'm asking $3 or $4 for the DVDs because that's what a lot of people ask for them on eBay. You're not going to do that. And what it does is it hurts you, slows you down, it bogs you down. So it's just one of those things where, yes, there are definitely items that should be on a static listing, whether it's eBay, Mercari, whatever it may be, because you need eyes on it. In live selling, your eyes that are on the item are the eyes that are in your room. So if you have a room of, let's say, 20 or 30 people, okay, I got 20 or 30 people that are going to be looking at something that is very specific, and I need a very specific person to be able to want that item, and I don't get that.
And especially, I think when we're on Whatnot or the other platforms, sometimes we want to bring stuff for $1 because that's like the bottom dollar. But if we're not bringing the quality, it's not it's not worth it.
Right. So we actually do start, we do bring a lot of items. A majority of our items are now coming and going straight to Whatnot. Whether they were going up on eBay before or not, it doesn't matter.
And we don't necessarily start everything at that low price. I will talk about our neighbor who we've mentioned before, Brandy's Bargains. She came on her first show. She was bringing like children's clothes, $8, $10, and she was getting it because this was stuff that had the value.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, we're going to do our time to shine section right here. This is an awesome section right here where we're going to be talking about 3 live sellers. Okay. Now, here's where a lot of it is only Whatnot, but we actually do a lot for other platforms too. Our first time to shine reseller has not had their first show yet. We are recording this on the 2 days before their first show. My ears thing keeps popping out. Yeah. Their name is You Name It, I've Got It on Whatnot. They right now currently have, well, that's probably a little bit more, but they have about 200 followers. Okay. Their first show is going to be yesterday when this is released. We're releasing this on Sunday, hopefully
Saturday
at noon.
the 12th.
Yeah. They're going to have their first show. They're an everything reseller. They are just a very, very nice couple. They are a couple, and they are going to be live on their first show this weekend. Yay. And their name again, and we'll have a link down below, is called You Name It, I've Got It.
And our second seller we're going to sell about is a growing seller, which we consider somebody who they've got a lot of shows under their belt. They've got some followers, but they're still trying to grow their business.
Sort of like where we are.
Yeah. And this week we are going to talk about a seller called Wolverine Flipper. We've been on numerous raid trains with her. That's actually why I thought of it, because she raided us today on a pet train we did. Her name is Nicole. She has 4.2 thousand followers, 2.5 thousand sales, and she is also a single mother.
Yeah.
She is an everything seller. She specializes in vintage, but you can find just about anything. I know I've bought snacks from her before too.
Do you know Wolverine Flipper?
I don't, or maybe I've seen her around.
Yeah, you should check. You should definitely check her out. She's a lot of fun.
She really is a lot of fun. And her name is Nicole.
Yeah.
She is in Michigan too.
Yeah,
she is in Michigan, so she's a Wolverine Flipper.
Yeah.
Our established seller this week is American Arbitrage. This is Carrie,
yes.
Okay, from American Arbitrage. He does sell on Whatnot. Right now he has 18.1 thousand followers, and he's had 27,000 plus sales. Okay.
But
yeah,
he currently is doing most of his selling on the district platform under Dibdit and Dibdit cards, Dibdit clothing, Dibdit everything.
He's actually one of the co-owners of Dibdit. I'm not good
he's not good at saying that name
and stuff, but I've actually been in his shows on Dibdit, whatever. Okay, fix your name, guys. Fix your name. Okay, and he is a very super good individual, very helpful. He tends to want to help the people that come into the room and ask questions. He has helped me on multiple occasions. I ask him about how they're running the shows, especially on District, because we are on District also, and we do sell.
Dipping our toes in.
We are dipping our toes in that one, and of course, he's also one of the co-hosts of
the Trash to Cash podcast.
That's right. So, guys, there will be a link down below to not only the Trash to Cash podcast, but also to his sites on District, on Dibdit.
Good job. Right? Good job.
Okay. And on Whatnot for Carrie, the American Arbitrage. And he is also a Florida guy because he lives, I think, in Jacksonville. Yep. And have you heard of the American Arbitrage?
Yes, I have. I've actually had the honor of meeting him and Dawn at FlipCon, and they were
amazing. Awesome.
Yes,
this is amazing. What were your impressions?
They are so down to earth. It's not even funny. Like it's crazy when you meet people that you look up to, like from YouTube, and when you finally meet them in person and they talk to you like they've known you forever. Oh, that's the best feeling ever. And you know, like their fame is, have gone to their head. No, they're so, oh my God, I love them. I love them.
Well, I guess we picked a good one for today.
Yeah, we picked a very, very good one for today.
But that was us definitely wanting. We're trying to give a little more exposure to the other platforms, even though we are whatnot, hardcore. But
just to let you all know, we have established an account with Jamble.
We have.
So we are looking at Jamble now. My first impressions of Jamble are it's very, very similar to Whatnot in the way that the shows go.
Okay.
There's a chat. You can see a lot of the things running on there. We could not say how many followers American Arbitrage had on District because I couldn't find it. And so that was one of the things that I would love to see on District.
The most you can have, he's probably right up there.
Yes, definitely. And like I said, a very good dude. So you want to check him out, and we'll have links to all three of these, down below in the description column.
Yes.
And our next segment is called Have You Heard? Where we're talking about some of the things going on in the Whatnot world right now. First of all, let me find this. They have something going on this month. I want to say it's the last weekend of the month.
While she's looking that up, we will say that Whatnot is sponsoring some meetups. And they just sponsored one in Florida, in the Tampa area, with Paul the Philly Flipper. In the Tampa area, it was, I think, 2 weeks ago. We were not able to go to that one because we had already had our plans booked to go to Omaha to Planes to Profit. So we went to the Planes to Profit one.
Yeah.
But that was a Whatnot sponsored event. So Whatnot is literally now going to some of these big sellers and asking them for help in sponsoring meetups. Did you get a chance to go to that one, Koko?
No, oh my God, I was planning on going to, and I was gonna rent a car and everything, but it didn't happen, and I wasn't able to go, so I was so upset. But I had registered and everything, like I was ready to go, and last minute it just didn't happen. I was very upset, but I was very, very lucky to have gone to the one in Orlando. There was one,
oh nice,
and it was so much fun. Like there were more people than they were expecting, and it was a great success. So I hope that Whatnot keeps doing that in Orlando and Tampa, everywhere, because it's really fun to meet people in person and network. Networking is so important, especially in the reselling world, where I said it's so lonely and you don't work with anybody.
Exactly. And of course, we do have the Nashville meetup that is happening on the 25th to the 27th. Whatnot needs to be sponsoring this event because there are going to be hundreds of people. This is hosted by Ray, the Nashville Flipper. He was our guest last week. And it literally is going to be a Whatnot convention with so many Whatnotters that are going to be there.
Yeah, I'm so sad that I'm not going to be able to make it. Again, I was so close to going, but things didn't go as planned, and that's okay. But I'm going to
we'll definitely go live and bring you in as much as we can.
Yes, we will. Yes, we will.
But what I was talking about before, on the April 25th through 27th, Whatnot is hosting something called Treasure Trove. It's in the categories of coins, knives, and storage units, which is one of our main categories we sell in is storage units. And it is just helping to highlight some of the sellers in there. And all you have to do to be included is you schedule your shows, tag the show with the Treasure Trove coins, Treasure Trove knives, or Treasure Trove storage. And add one of their like little thumbnails, and you will be highlighted on the front page. You'll get some extra promotion from them. So if anybody's been thinking about running anything in one of those categories, definitely check out the Treasure Trove promotion, get a show scheduled, and
not only that, but storage units basically is an umbrella. You can run anything. Yeah. Like plush and toys. So you could definitely, we encourage people to do on that one. So that's our Have You Heard?
Unfortunately, we are going to be in Nashville all of those days. So I'm not sure if we'll be able to take advantage of the Treasure Trove promotion this time, but
I'll try to part of it because I've been doing a lot of garage sales category, but I know that I can storage units because I follow some of my friends that do the same thing I do. And they are in the storage unit, even though they go to the bins or the garage sales or whatever.
I will tell you, the only difference I've found is when I run it in storage units instead of garage sales, I get a lot more people show up and ask me, do you have any watches? Do you have any cameras? Do you have any Pokemon? You know, they tend to think, well, these people might have stuff that they're not showing.
Especially when we do it as a random pull or
Yeah.
a mystery pull from the an unboxing. From
Which
storage
sometimes
unit.
we do.
Because we do buy storage units.
Yeah.
Okay. What does the future hold for Koko Loves Life in the realm of live selling? And we talked about this earlier, your new YouTube adventure of Koko going to the bins across America.
I hope I can do that one day. I don't know if I'll ever do it, but right now, what the future holds, just grow my reselling business, make sure my babies are healthy and okay,
Yes.
and buy my car and get our own little place. That to me would be like the most amazing things that can happen in my life right now. Be healthy, my kids be healthy and safe, and make money to provide for them, and just keep having fun with the reselling and the community, because the community is the best.
Yeah. And you are, everybody needs to, if you come to our channel, please check out Koko Loves Life on YouTube. There'll be a link down there below. Of course, I'm gonna put as many as I can, and check her out, because they are very, very good videos, and we want to get her to 1,000.
Her personality in her videos as well as on her whatnots.
Yeah,
I think I have over 800 subscribers, so I'm only
killing us
away
yeah,
from.
you are.
No, you are gonna go. You don't even know how amazing you guys are.
No,
We're not.
No, let me say it. You both are just amazing. Like, I don't even know how I can describe you two. You guys.
You're making me blush. I might have to edit this out. I'm just saying.
No, do not edit this
Edit
out.
time.
I want everybody to know your personality and the love and respect that you have for each other is why you guys are starting to have success.
What are you laughing at?
Nope.
I love what she just said, and you're laughing.
It's true. And I love you guys so much. And you guys mean the world to me. And when you asked me to do this, I was like, oh my gosh, what an honor.
Well, I want to say you are our first female guest, and you are the prettiest guest we've had so far. Sorry, Ken.
And Corey and Ray and Brian.
But
what can I say?
I'm so proud of you, and you guys are gonna get to 1,000 subscribers very soon, and you guys are gonna keep growing on Whatnot, and I just want to be like you guys.
Oh.
You're better than us. I can tell you that right now, because I mean, we might have more subscribers and all of that stuff, and no, you have more subscribers than we do by far. You have us beat, but it's you are doing a grind, and we have the advantage of we do not have two small children. And when we run a show,
a very clingy cat, but
yeah, when we run a show, we have two people running that show. You're doing the show all by yourself, which is just, to me, it's amazing. Anybody that runs their shows by themselves is absolutely amazing.
He's done like 2 or 3 shows without me, and every time he's like, I'm not doing that again. I'm not doing that again.
No, it sucks, because I mean, you have to do everything, and it's that hitting the camera to run the stuff, and you got to hold the stuff up.
And if nobody's talking in your chat, you're just talking to yourself. Whereas if we have a slow night, we can just sit and banter and chat back and forth.
Now, I do talk to myself a lot, especially with Tracy in the room. I tend to talk to myself, and it's a very good conversation. It's really the only conversation that I win.
Okay, well, that's about enough of that. Let's do our turn the tables. This is the point in the episode where you always ask our guests to ask us a question, anything you want. It can be about live selling, reselling, YouTube, or just us.
That's a good question. Why do you guys keep hustling as hard as you are in Whatnot and in life?
We like to travel and eat good food.
I knew it. I was going to ask you, why do you travel so much? But I already knew that.
No, that's we love being on the road. Tomorrow night we're going to be spending the night in Knoxville, Tennessee, and we're doing sourcing all day tomorrow. And Saturday we're actually meeting a couple of Whatnotters tomorrow during the day. and coming back home on Saturday during the day. And
That's
Just
my-
to let you know, one of the reasons why we are hustling as hard as we are right now is because next month I want to go meet Koko.
Yeah.
I want to meet Christy. I want to meet Ryan and Christine. I want to see Paul and Nikki again. And I want to do all of those things. Now, I do get money because I just got my retirement. So that's a added income that we have coming in. But literally, I had to work 18 years as a teacher. I absolutely loved it when I started, and I hated it at the end. So we started to do this hustle. And we are doing as many shows as we are because we want to be at a position where I can start an item off at $1 and I'm confident it'll sell for $6 to $8 or $10.
watching someone like Paul, someone like Harry Tornado or something, I mean, they inspire us.
American Arbitrage, Carrie, watching Koko sell Plush. And I'm just sitting there going like, how the hell did she do that? I could sit there and try to hold up a plush that I think is amazing and sell it as hard as I can and throw out as much of myself on that as I possibly can. And that sucker's not going to go, or it's going to go for $1 or $2. But the reason why is because we love to travel. And not only do we love to travel, but I love to drive.
He does.
I want to go and I want to see as much of this world as I possibly can. I want to experience as much of this world as I want to, that I can. And I want the most heartburn I've ever had when I go down to Florida. I have said it. Everybody knows I do not like spicy food at all, period. But I'll make an exception when we see Koko because I want to experience Koko's heritage, which your heritage is what, Koko?
Puerto Rican.
I can't say it like that.
And my best friend, when I growing up, his name was Tom. Shout out to Tom. His mother was Puerto Rican. No, I'm sorry. His mother was Cuban and his father was Puerto Rican. And they were both from the islands. And his father speak very limited English.
Yeah.
And my friend Tom spoke as much Spanish as I do, which is none. Okay. But yet, one of the things that when we were growing up, I noticed is that his mother either one, loved you and you were a member of that damn ass family, or two, she hated you and she didn't want you around the family. Okay. That was the only two choices you had.
Yep.
I was one of the ones that she absolutely loved. We lost her years ago to cancer.
We actually went to see her grave last time we were down in Florida.
I went down and literally visited her grave when last time I was in Fort Lauderdale. But we love to travel. So great question. Great question.
I'm going to go ahead and talk about our hopeful next guest that we're working on. We're trying to bring someone to our channel that I don't think anybody else has brought anyone like this
on
before.
Any podcast.
We are bringing someone that is 100% a buyer.
Yeah.
He is a buyer on Whatnot. He has never sold anything online anywhere. And we're just going to talk about live selling from the buyer's perspective.
Yeah. And I don't think there is a podcast out there that has had a strict buyer only on there. So we're going to do that as hopefully our fingers are crossed on our next guest. So come and check out this podcast. We're going to be releasing it on Sunday. Thanks again to our amazing guest over there. Koko loves life. We absolutely love her. We're going to, there, she's got that computer thing. We don't have that because we're not like technical like that. No.
But
let's not do that. That's embarrassing.
But do you have any closing remarks before we shut this down?
I said what I said. I just want to say thank you again for the love and support that you have shown me and the babies. My dream is to drive and road trip and would love to do that with you guys.
Oh, it's going to be, we will definitely
make
do a
it happen.
highway sale. We're definitely do a highway sale. Oh, and I do have one other question. Do you happen to remember who was your 1,000th sale?
You were. I'm not here. I'm in my Whatnot room now because the baby is crying like crazy. But in the beginning, you can actually see Kevin, the Minion plush behind. And that was my 1,000 sale, and that was you.
That's awesome.
Yep.
I love you guys.
We love you too, guys. Thank you. Please make sure that you are following Koko Loves Life right over there on YouTube, on whatnot.
We'll see
And
you
we will
next
see
time
you
on
guys
what?
next
Not
week.
Another Reselling Podcast.